Sziasztok, itt vagyunk újra egy trónokharca részre, és végre rátértünk Mirára.
Margaery's betrothal to the king may be enough to keep the Boltons at bay, if it's presented to her as it should be.
Oké. Szóval Mira ugye szintén a Forrester ház tagja, Ethan testvére. És egy csaj. Na, Ironwood box. Mi van benne? Lássuk. Ó, egy csomó Ironwood cucc. Megnézzük őket. Mi ez?
It was very kind of Lady Margaery to give this to me.
Oh.
It once belonged to Lady Olenna.
Oh. Lady Olennát imádom.
Ethan made this for me.
Oh. Oké, nézzük, mi minden van még itt.
Asher sent me this coin to remember him.
Ó, Junkájból?
What a strange place, Essos.
Menni fogunk Junkájba is. Olvassuk el, mi ez. Mi van a levélben?
Father,
Kinek szól, és mi van benne?
much excitement here in King's Landing for the coming wedding. Lady Margaery has proven to be quite popular throughout the city. I do wish you and Mother could come, although I know it would be impossible under the circumstances. I miss all of you, and I look forward to the day you can.
Nem írok már neki, mert meghalt. Sorry. Nos, hölgyem, lássuk a szobád többi részét. Itt mi van? Dusty Old Tomb.
Wonders made by man, by Lomas Longstrider. A gift from Roderick.
Ja, hát, szép lassan
I
elkezdett
hope to see
meghalni a
them all
családod.
someday.
Hát.
King's Landing. I wonder if it's sunny at Ironrath today.
Nem tudok erre tovább menni, de hogy nem. Letter.
It troubles me to even ask this of you, but you must appeal to Lady Margaery to intervene on our behalf. She is our best hope, and can be a powerful ally, especially now when your family so
Be
desperately
kell
needs our
nyolnunk
help.
magunkat a Margaeryhez. Ez a cél. Lássuk. Átadtam a levelet biztonságos helyre. Na, van a nyugi, megnézzük, itt már nincs semmi. Lássuk, ki jött. Ez ki.
Oh, sorry, milady. I didn't mean to disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
Ez ki?
No, it's fine. Come in.
Ez ki? Ó, nem, most meg fogja nézni, mi van a levélben, ez egy besúgó. A szívás.
Begging
Now
your
I told
pardon,
me
milady,
something.
but you all right? If you don't mind my asking, you seem rather upset.
I'm fine, thank you.
Of course, milady.
Please hurry if you can. Lady Margaery will be here any minute.
Of course, milady. You work for Lady Margaery? I may be wrong, but it seems like you do.
I'm her handmaiden.
That's what I thought. I've seen you with her before. You seem like good friends. I saw Lady Margaery just this morning, outside the Royal Sept, talking to Queen Cersei.
Cersei?
Na, mondjál pár dolgot, hogy mit tudsz
They
erről?
appeared to be having some sort of disagreement. I couldn't hear much, but
What did they say?
I couldn't make out much, but I know they were talking about the Starks and how
Na,
far-
és mit
House
mondtak
Forrester.
rólunk?
I hope you're not in any kind of trouble. But I thought you ought to know.
Thank you.
Most
You're
people
so
don't tend to
nice.
notice a call boy. Not in King's Landing with so many lords and ladies about. You see and hear all sorts of things when people don't even know you're there. Good night, milady.
Na, hé, akartam volna neki mondani, hogy kösz, ha hagyod, de szar játék. Hello, Margaery.
Lady Margaery,
Hát, nem nézek olyan jó, mint a
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk. Come, there's something we must discuss.
Ja, igen, mert az eredeti színészek szinkronizálták ezeket. Szóval ez tök király. Lássuk most, mi lesz.
From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've suffered is beyond imagining.
You're very kind, my lady.
Of course, Mira, but you must not despair. We will get through this together.
Nem szabad neki rontani.
You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor. She was very pleased with herself.
I'm not a traitor.
Of course not. It's only an excuse to torment you, and by extension, me.
Ah, okay.
She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort. For what, I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict with Cersei with the wedding so near.
I'll do as you ask, my lady.
I knew I could trust you. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
Okay. Szóval azt kell neki mondanom, amit hallani
See if the Queen Regent is ready to receive us.
Remélem ezt nem cseszem el, ugyanúgy, mint az előzőben. Annyira sajnálom, hogy elcsesztem, hogy elmondtam a Lady Forresternek azt a dolgot. A Northern ezéről.
You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
Okay. Ja, tehát apologize.
Good luck.
Kell neki. Okay. Okay. Készen állok. Gyerünk! Erre töltőkép. Ez az. Hazudnom kell a Cerseinek, mégpedig hihetően. Ez életem feladata. Most. Ezzel az életemmel. Gyerünk. Ott van Tyrion.
You can do this.
Okay. I can do this. Na. Gyerünk, menjen. Te ennél gyorsabban nem tudsz menni? Ha?
Ah, Lady Margaery. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace? With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Your Grace.
The girl knows her courtesies. Impressive. You may rise.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is.
Yes, Your Grace. To the one true king.
The one true king. Yet she didn't say...
Ah, shit!
The girl is clever.
She only meant...
I don't care what she meant. I care what she said.
Shit, no,
I won't stand for impertinence from a girl of the north.
If you would give her the chance to explain...
Perhaps she can explain why the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark for centuries. A house of traitors.
Yes, Your Grace. They are traitors.
The Starks were your liege lord, yet you name them traitors so easily. Is it any wonder you were so impertinent to ask which king deserves your loyalty, if you have any loyalty at all? Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Yes, Your Grace. Absolutely.
I see. Despite
Shit.
the fact Roose Bolton allied with Walder Frey. If it was me, I'd find it difficult to so quickly forgive the men who killed my father.
Ah!
Old
Franz!
allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances.
Nem jókat mondtam,
There are
ugye?
ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Yes, Your Grace.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
I see.
Ah! Úristen, mibe
What could you have the girl do,
keveredtem?
Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
Shit.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Margaery here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
I won't judge her, Your Grace. I wasn't there. I didn't face her decisions.
Aren't you a delightful girl?
Ah!
Only one could flit through life without ever holding an opinion of their own.
Ah,
If there's a point
próbálkozom,
to
de...
this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to
Elcsürtem
define.
mindent, ugye?
This city
Shit.
alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking
Én
to
vagyok
reinvent
Sansa
themselves,
Stark, fingom
pretending
sincs,
to be
mit kell
something they're
mondani.
not.
Ah.
Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Margaery. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
Let the
would...
girl answer the question.
I would be true to the King, Your Grace.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most
What?
dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
Jaj, oké, jó viccet csinál belőlem.
My sense is this girl will say almost anything to get what she wants. Which is not very encouraging.
Franz?
I'd like a word with
Sajnálom,
you, if I
Marjorie,
may.
próbáltam.
Of course, Your
Bocsi.
Grace.
Bocsi. Shit! Hülye voltam! Basszus!
I'll walk you out. This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
Thank you, Lord Tyrion. That's very kind of you to say.
That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Margaery was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
Oké, nem mondtam
No
semmit,
doubt
jobb
Lady
is.
Margaery will forgive you. Eventually. My sister and I have our differences.
Ah,
She takes great
Ez
pleasure in her
borzasztó.
little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened
Próbáltam
to give your
mindenkinek
ironwood to
megfelelni,
another
de...
house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard, not her.
What are you suggesting?
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Margaery might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. willing to risk that? It may be far too dangerous.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are a brave girl, aren't you? I'll consider it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival. The mere thought of them makes me thirsty already.
Good night, Lord Tyrion.
Just be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
Shit, mindent összekutyultam, ugye? Basszus, azt hittem, hogy tudom majd, hogy miket kell válaszolnom, de túl gyorsan kellett gondolkodni. Túl kevés idő volt rájuk. Lady Margaery jön.
Mira, I was worried. How was it? Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing.
I'd rather not discuss it, if you don't mind.
Of course not. It must have been horrible. But at least it's over now. Lady Margaery has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Sir Jaime. I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
What? It's true. And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a paramour.
You'll get us in trouble.
We're just having some fun. Perhaps Lady Margaery could make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands. Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like. Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become queen? He does have a certain look about him, and he's always treated Lady Margaery well. Which is more than you can say for his mother.
I don't want to be queen, no matter who I'd have to marry.
Don't want to be queen? You northerners.
Nope.
You'd make a perfect scepter. Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would have as queen of the 7 kingdoms. I might even allow you to be my handmaiden.
Köszönöm.
Let's see.
Na, fejezzük be! Untat ez a locsi fecsi! Adj békén! Fontosabb dolgom is van.
What a perfect
ez csak egy
match.
idióta, nagyon ideges.
Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing?
Elég.
Well?
I'm sorry, my lady.
As am I. We shouldn't have been messing about.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful. The Queen was pleased by your display, Mira. I'm just glad it's over.
De akkor nem bántottalak meg.
King's Landing can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over.
Pontosan így érzem.
I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Olyan buta vagy, szíra vagy ki a...
People are not always so easy to please. If you showed Cersei your true heart, she would stab it with a fork.
Oops.
You learn very quickly. You were brave agreeing to obey the Boltons. That cannot have been easy. I know you must fear what Lord Bolton might do to your family. I do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Hú,
Thank
akkor
you,
nem
my
voltam
lady.
annyira szar.
There's been something on my mind. Something important. I did have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
Ugh.
It's about my family.
I trust her. Go on. Ask.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Ramsay Snow. What would you have me do?
My mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes.
She thought,
if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
No.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know, my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks, and now you would have me ask him to intervene. Is the situation that dire?
You can't, my lady. King Joffrey won't like it. Just think how he turned on Lady Sansa. Please, Lady Margaery, I beg of you. I fear for my family's safety.
Shit, most mi lesz?
I don't know, Mira. If Cersei were to find out...
You're the only one who can help me. You have power over him, Lady Margaery, as no one else does. Not even his mother. Ramsay Snow will arrive at Ironrath within the week. I would never ask this of you if it weren't so urgent.
Mert csak úgy érzem, hogy mindent elcseszek azokkal a dolgokkal, amiket
Very well.
mondok.
I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Thank you, my lady. I will send a raven to my family at once.
Hú! Hát ez nem volt egy egyszerű menet. Úgy érzem, hogy mindig mindent elcseszek ebben a játékban, mindig mindenkinek a rossz dolgokat mondom, és az iszonyatos módon felidegesít és kiakaszt, szóval írjatok le a kommentekbe, hogy mit gondoltok, szerintetek is. Mindent folyamatosan elcseszek a játékban, és találkozunk a következő részben, amikor remélem, hogy a Forrester családomat nem fogják legyilkolni azok miatt a hibák miatt, amiket elkövettem. Sziasztok!